It began as a drug bust, turned into a cross-island high-speed chase, then a crash, resulting in a fugitive on the run. It sounds like an action-packed film, but it's actually the ingredients of what went into a stiff sentencing today in Superior Court. A victory for the prosecution today, as defendant Quinn Yu receives a mandatory maximum sentence for drug trafficking. And according to prosecutor Tiberius Makanu, it's been over a decade since that's happened.
So this is the first actual imposition of sentence of 25 years incarceration in the CNMI since, I believe, the late 90s or early 2000s.
After a jury found Yu guilty of several counts, including trafficking of a controlled substance, conspiracy to commit trafficking, assault with a dangerous weapon, and possession of a controlled substance, the judge said he felt it necessary to impose a tough sentence. But if he were to enforce the maximum consecutive sentence for each count, Yu would be facing 117 years behind bars. What Yu got instead was 28 years.
The grand total is 28 years. There's an assault with a dangerous weapon, 3 counts, each sentenced to 3 years, 6 of which was suspended, but 3 of which is to run consecutive. So that means that total incarceration time is 28 years.
Instead of a lengthy sentence, Yu's attorney, Stephen Woodruff, recommended a suspended sentence with credit for time served and removal from the Commonwealth.
I don't think it's in the public interest for us to keep someone who's been convicted of a drug offense inside of the CNMI prison for 25 years.
But he says he's not surprised with the sentence the judge imposed.
Judge Weissman obviously wanted to send a message to people out there not to be involved in this drug trade. And there are good reasons for him to want to do that.
Still, Woodruff says he plans to make an appeal. Last August, following a controlled buy operation in which police monitored Yu selling methamphetamine, detectives testified that the defendant waved a pistol in his vehicle, then backed into a police car, leading cops on a high-speed chase before crashing into a septic tank and fleeing the scene.
In this case, I believe that the defendant poses a serious risk to the community. He led police on a high-speed chase, throwing methamphetamine out the window with complete disregard to anyone's safety that was on the roads that day.
A disoriented and dehydrated Yu was located 3 weeks later, wandering the jungles of Murphy.
So that was unquestionably a dangerous situation, although I personally would question the role of the police. They really should have better standards for when to engage in a high-speed chase, going all the way from Subway in Gualarai up to Sadagtasi and then all the way back down to Chalankiza. I think the police are as much jeopardizing the public as the driver of the getaway vehicle.
Following today's sentencing, Yu was immediately remanded back into custody. The 45-year-old will be 73 when he gets out of prison.
I feel that justice was served, and I believe that really methamphetamine is an epidemic. We see a lot of meth cases, and every time we put someone that distributes methamphetamine into the community in jail, I think it's a victory for the CNMI community.